The giant spaceship of the Drax aliens came down through Earth's sky. It was big and dark, like a metal cloud. It cast a shadow over the city of Seoul. Commander Han watched from the military base. He saw people running scared in the streets. Below, he had been Korea's top military leader for 20 years, but nothing had prepared him for this moment. "Sir, they are sending us a message," said Lieutenant Kim. Her voice was calm even though everything around them was chaos. The alien message appeared on the main screen. The alien commander stood tall. His skin was covered in scales that shined under the lights of his ship. He had 6 arms coming out of his armored body. Each arm ended with sharp claws. He had 4 eyes that glowed with strange intelligence. "I am Warlord Krell of the Drax Empire," the alien said. His words were changed to human language by their computer. "We have chosen your planet for conquest. Fighting back is useless but entertaining to us. We give you one chance to show us how well your kind can fight. Send your best warrior to face our champion. If you win, which you will not, we will not destroy your major cities." Commander Han's jaw tightened. "Get General Park on the line, and contact our special forces right away." Within hours, Earth's military leaders had met through video calls. They all agreed to accept the challenge. They would send Colonel Lee, Korea's most decorated soldier and martial arts expert. "This is like sending him to die," Han whispered to Lieutenant Kim as they prepared to answer the Drax. "Maybe," she said, "but it gives us time to get civilians to safety and prepare our defenses." When they told Warlord Krell about their champion, the alien's mouth curved into what looked like a smile. "Tomorrow at sunrise," he said, "in the center of your city, my champion against yours." The screen went dark. That night, as Han watched, videos of Colonel Lee's fighting skills and Old Monk appeared at the base entrance. The guards told Han that the blind man, who called himself Master Do, had walked straight to the checkpoint without help. He said he needed to talk to whoever was in charge. "Sir," Lieutenant Kim said, coming into Han's office, "there is someone here you need to meet." Master Do sat quietly in the meeting room. His white eyes seemed to look through Commander Han rather than at him. Even though he was very old, probably in his 80s, the monk sat perfectly straight. His weathered hands rested lightly on his knees. "You plan to send your soldier to fight the alien champion," Master Do said. He did not phrase it as a question. Han looked at Lieutenant Kim, surprised. "How could you know that?" "The movements in the air carry more information than most people realize," Master Do replied. "Your Colonel Lee is skilled, but he will not succeed." Han felt angry at this comment. "Colonel Lee is our best warrior. He has mastered 5 types of martial arts and fought in 3 wars. And yet, he cannot see what cannot be seen," the monk said in a mysterious way. "I have come to offer myself instead." Lieutenant Kim stepped forward. "With all respect, sir, you are blind? Old?" Master Do smiled. "Yes, and that is my advantage." Han looked at the old man with doubt. "You think you can beat an alien warrior when our best soldier cannot?" "I do not think," Master Do said. "I know. For 60 years I have practiced the way of flowing water. It is not a fighting style the world knows about because we do not compete or show off. We simply listen and respond." "Listen to what?" Han asked. "To the universe itself," Master Do answered. "The Drax rely on strength and technology. They understand power but not harmony. They see but do not truly perceive." Han rubbed his forehead. The situation was so desperate that he could not simply dismiss the old man, no matter how strange his claims seemed. "Show me," Han finally said. Master Do stood up smoothly. "Lieutenant Kim, would you mind attacking me? With all your strength?" "Please." Kim looked at Han, who nodded. She moved into a fighting position, then attacked with a series of quick strikes. What happened next was hard to explain. The old man seemed to flow around her attacks like water around rocks. He never blocked. He simply was not where her strikes landed. After 30 seconds of increasingly frustrated attempts, Kim found herself gently guided to the floor, not sure how she got there. "How?" Han began. I hear the air moving before the strike lands, Master Do explained. I feel the weight shift through the floor. I smell the change in sweat that comes before an attack. When you lose one sense, the others become stronger, if you train them properly. Han thought about the alien champion, with its unfamiliar body and movement patterns. Could that actually be an advantage for someone like Master Do, who did not rely on sight? The Dracs will underestimate me, the monk said as if reading Han's thoughts, and that will be their downfall. The next morning, a large crowd gathered at Seoul Olympic Stadium. This was where the fight would happen. The fate of humanity would be decided here. Thousands of cameras broadcast the event to the whole world. The huge Drax warship hovered above, casting a dark shadow. Commander Han stood beside Master Do at the entrance tunnel. He was still not sure about his decision. Colonel Lee waited nearby, clearly unhappy but following orders. Are you sure about this? Han asked the blind monk one last time. Master Do nodded. The path is clear, Commander. Trust what you cannot see. Warlord Krell's voice boomed through the stadium. Humans, present your champion. Han took a deep breath and stepped forward onto the field with Master Do beside him. A gasp went through the crowd. Even from far away, Han could see Warlord Krell's face change from excitement to disbelief. Is this a joke? The alien commander demanded as they approached the center of the stadium. You send an old blind man to face my champion? This is Master Do, Han announced, trying to sound confident. He represents humanity in this challenge. Warlord Krell laughed, a harsh sound that echoed through the stadium. Very well. Your surrender is accepted in the form of this pitiful offering. He waved his hand, and a massive creature emerged from the Drax ship. Standing nearly 10 feet tall, the champion's body was covered in hard armor like an insect. Its forearms ended in sharp blades that seemed to be part of its actual body. Behold Vex, undefeated in 300 fights across 7 star systems, Krell announced proudly. Try not to die too quickly, old man. We enjoy entertainment. Lieutenant Kim, standing at the side, looked very worried. Commander, we have made a terrible mistake. But Han was watching Master Do, who stood perfectly still, head slightly tilted as if listening to something no one else could hear. The blind monk smiled slightly, ready to face humanity's greatest challenge. The alien champion Vex towered over Master Do in the center of Seoul Olympic Stadium. The contrast between them could not have been greater. Vex was tall, with forearms ending in sharp blades. His body was covered in hard armor that looked like it could stop bullets. Master Do was small, old and blind, wearing simple white clothes. He carried no weapons and seemed completely calm. Begin the fight, Warlord Krell commanded from his platform above the stadium. Vex did not wait. He charged forward with surprising speed for something so large. His bladed arms sliced through the air, aiming to end the fight with one quick strike. The crowd gasped. Commander Han held his breath, but the blades hit nothing but air. Master Do had moved just slightly, barely, seeming to shift his body. The attack missed him by inches. Vex looked confused. He turned and attacked again, faster this time. Again, Master Do was not where the strike landed. Stand still, human, Vex growled, his voice deep and rough. Master Do smiled. The leaf does, not command the wind. This made Vex angry. He began a series of quick attacks using all 4 of his bladed arms. Each attack was faster than the last. The alien moved in a blur of motion that seemed impossible to avoid. Yet Master Do flowed around each strike like water around rocks in a stream. He never blocked the attacks. He simply was not there when they landed. From the side of the stadium, Lieutenant Kim watched with wide eyes. This is amazing, she whispered to Commander Han. How is he doing this? I do not know, Han replied, but it is working. 5 minutes passed. Then 10. Vex had not landed a single blow on the blind monk. The alien champion was starting to breathe heavily. His attacks were becoming less precise. Master Do had not attacked even once. He just kept moving, always just out of reach, his movements smooth and flowing. In the stands, people were silent with awe. They had expected a quick and bloody fight. Instead, they were watching something that looked more like a dance than a battle. A dance where one partner could not touch the other, no matter how hard he tried. Warlord Krell was no longer smiling. His 4 eyes narrowed as he watched the fight. "Finish him," he shouted to his champion. "Stop playing around." Vex roared in anger and launched his most powerful attack yet. He spun his body, creating a tornado of blades that seemed impossible to escape. Master Do stopped moving. For a moment, it looked like he had given up. The crowd gasped. Then just as the blades were about to hit him, Master Do dropped to the ground and rolled under the attack. He came up behind Vex before the alien could turn around. For the first time, Master Do touched his opponent. His hand pressed lightly against Vex's back. The alien champion froze. His body went stiff, then began to shake. He fell to his knees, unable to move his arms. "What did you do to me?" Vex demanded, his voice filled with panic. "I touched the flow of energy in your body," Master Do explained calmly. "I can feel where your nerves connect to your muscles. With the right pressure, I can stop the signals from traveling." The stadium was completely silent. No one had expected this. A blind, elderly human had just defeated the alien champion without throwing a single punch. Warlord Krell stood up from his seat, his face twisted with anger. "This is some kind of trick," he shouted. "Humans do not have this power." "It is not a trick," Master Do replied. "It is understanding. I do not need to see with my eyes to know where to strike. I can feel the energy flowing through all living things." Krell jumped down from his platform, landing heavily on the stadium floor. He was even larger than Vex, with thick armor covering his body. 6 arms hung at his sides, each ending in sharp claws. "Release my champion," he demanded. "I will fight you myself." Master Do removed his hand from Vex's back. The alien champion collapsed to the ground, gasping for air. Master Do bowed respectfully to Warlord Krell. "I accept your challenge," he said. Commander Han ran forward. "Master Do, you cannot fight him. He is their leader. He will be stronger than Vex." Master Do smiled. "Strong and weak are just words, Commander. Water can wear away stone given enough time." Warlord Krell did not wait for more talk. He attacked immediately, moving faster than seemed possible for his size. His 6 arms became a blur as he struck at Master Do from all directions at once. What happened next amazed everyone watching. Master Do moved between the attacks, his body flowing like water. He did not just avoid the strikes. He moved through them, finding the small spaces between Krell's arms where he could not be touched. "Impossible," Krell growled, attacking again and again. "Nothing is impossible," Master Do replied. "Only improbable." As the fight continued, people began to notice something strange. Master Do was not just avoiding the attacks. He was guiding them. Each time Krell struck, Master Do moved in a way that caused the alien's momentum to carry him off balance. It was subtle at first, but became more obvious as the fight went on. Krell was getting tired. His attacks were becoming slower. Master Do was not even breathing hard. He moved with the same calm grace as when the fight began. "Your fighting style is interesting," Krell said, stepping back to catch his breath. "You do not attack. You just avoid." "I do not need to attack," Master Do replied. "You attack yourself. I simply help you find your own weakness." This made Krell angry. He lunged forward with all his strength, all 6 arms striking at once. Master Do stepped into the attack instead of away from it. His hands moved in a blur, touching each of Krell's arms in exactly the right spot. The alien warlord stopped mid-attack, his body frozen in place. "I have touched the nerve centers in each of your arms," Master Do explained. "You cannot move them now, but do not worry. The effect is temporary." The stadium erupted in cheers. Humans all over the world watching on screens began to celebrate. The alien warlord had been defeated by a blind monk who had not thrown a single punch, but the celebration was short-lived. From the huge alien ship hovering above the stadium, doors began to open. Hundreds of Drac soldiers appeared, each armed with weapons that glowed with strange energy. Your leader has been defeated fairly, Commander Han shouted to the aliens. Honor your agreement. The agreement was for a champion versus champion fight, said one of the Drax officers. Not for our warlord to be humiliated. We will take your planet by force. The soldiers began to descend into the stadium. There were too many for Earth's military to fight. It seemed that despite Master Do's amazing victory, humanity would still lose. Master Do stepped forward, standing between the advancing alien army and the humans. If you wish to reach Earth's people, he said calmly, you must go through me. First, the Drax soldiers looked at each other. They had just watched this small, blind human defeat their champion and their warlord without even trying. Now he was offering to fight their entire army. One human cannot stop us all, the Drax officer said, but he did not sound certain. Master Do smiled. Let us find out. The Drax soldiers surrounded Master Do in the stadium. There were hundreds of them, each with weapons that glowed with strange energy. They formed a circle around the blind monk, who stood calmly in the center. He had not moved from his spot since challenging the entire army. Commander Han watched from the side with Lieutenant Kim. We need to help him, Lieutenant Kim said. She started to move forward, but Han held her back. Wait, Han said. Look at him. He is not afraid. Indeed, Master Do showed no signs of fear. His face was peaceful, his breathing steady. He held his hands loosely at his sides, his head tilted slightly as if listening to something only he could hear. The Drax officer in charge raised his hand. Attack, he ordered. 10 soldiers rushed forward at once. They moved fast, their weapons aimed at Master Do from all sides. There was no way he could avoid them all. Commander Han closed his eyes, not wanting to see what would happen next. But when he opened them again, Master Do was still standing. The 10 soldiers were on the ground, their weapons scattered around them. None of them were moving. What happened? Lieutenant Kim asked, her eyes wide. I do not know, Han replied. It was too fast to see. The Drax officer looked shocked. He waved his hand, and 20 more soldiers attacked. This time, Han forced himself to watch carefully. He saw Master Do move as the soldiers reached him. The blind monk did not seem to hurry. His movements were smooth and flowing like a dance. He touched each soldier as they came close, his fingers finding spots on their bodies that made them fall to the ground instantly. In less than 10 seconds, all 20 soldiers were down. Master Do returned to the center of the circle, his position exactly the same as before. He knows their bodies, Han said with amazement. Somehow, he can feel where to touch them to shut down their nervous systems. The Drax were getting angry. Now, 50 soldiers rushed in at once, attacking from all directions. There was no way one person could fight so many at the same time. But Master Do was not fighting in the normal way. He moved through the crowd of soldiers like wind through leaves. He never stopped moving, never stayed in one place long enough to be caught. His hands touched necks, arms, chests, and backs as he passed. With each touch, a soldier fell. The humans in the stadium began to cheer. They had been scared at first, but now they were amazed. One old blind man was defeating an army of alien warriors without even trying hard. Even more amazing was how Master Do fought. He never hurt the soldiers. He just touched them in ways that made them unable to move. Some of them were already starting to recover, sitting up and looking confused. He is not killing them, Lieutenant Kim said. He is just stopping them temporarily. That is even more impressive, Han replied. The Drax officer was furious. He ordered all his remaining soldiers to attack at once. More than 100 aliens charged toward Master Do from all sides. For the first time, Master Do changed his strategy. Instead of standing his ground, he began to move in a wide circle around the inside edge of the alien formation. He moved so fast that he seemed to blur. The aliens tried to follow him with their weapons, but they could not keep up. Then Master Do did something strange. He began to clap his hands as he ran, creating a steady rhythm that echoed through the stadium. The sound bounced off the walls and came back from all directions. The alien soldiers looked confused, turning their heads to try to locate the source of the echoes. What is he doing? Lieutenant Kim asked. Echolocation, Han replied. Like a bat. He is creating sound waves that bounce back to him. He can hear where everything is without seeing it. The aliens were becoming more confused. They started to bump into each other as they tried to track Master Do. Some of them even began to shoot their weapons, but they kept missing and hitting other soldiers instead. Master Do moved faster, his clapping creating a complex pattern of sounds. He wove through the crowd of aliens, touching them as he passed. One by one, they fell to the ground. Within minutes, the entire Drax army was down. Hundreds of alien soldiers lay on the stadium floor, unable to move. Master Do stood in the center again, his breathing hardly faster than normal. The Drax officer stared in disbelief. "This is impossible," he said. "No single warrior can defeat an army." "I did not defeat your army," Master Do replied. "I merely showed them another way." At that moment, Warlord Krell began to recover from Master Do's touch. He stood up slowly, flexing his 6 arms to get feeling back into them. He looked around at his fallen soldiers, then back at Master Do. "You could have killed us all," Krell said. "Why did you not?" "Because that is not my way," Master Do answered. "Fighting to destroy creates only more destruction. Fighting to protect can create understanding." Krell was silent for a long moment. "In all my years of conquest, I have never seen anything like this," he finally said. "Your species is interesting. We are young compared to yours," Master Do said. "But we have learned some things that you have forgotten." "What things?" Krell asked. "That true strength does not come from dominating others," Master Do explained. "It comes from harmony, from understanding the balance of all things." Krell looked around at his fallen army again. "You have earned the right to speak, human. My soldiers will recover soon. Before they do, tell me why we should not continue our conquest of your world." Master Do walked closer to Krell. "Let me show you something," he said. He held out his hand. Krell hesitated, then extended one of his 6 arms. Master Do took the alien's hand in his and placed it against his own chest, over his heart. "Feel the rhythm," Master Do said. "This is the same rhythm that flows through all living things in the universe. Your heart beats to the same pattern as mine, though the timing is different." Krell's eyes widened. He placed another hand against his own chest. "The pattern is the same," he said with surprise. "Yes," Master Do replied. "Because we are all connected, all part of the same universe. When you conquer and destroy, you damage a piece of yourself." The other Drax soldiers were beginning to recover now. They sat up, watching their leader talking with the blind human who had defeated them. "Your way of fighting," Krell said thoughtfully. "It is not like anything we have seen before. You do not seek to destroy your enemy." "There are no enemies," Master Do said. "Only those who have not yet become friends." Krell laughed, but it was not a mean laugh this time. "You are either the wisest being I have met or the most foolish." "Perhaps both," Master Do smiled. "Wisdom often looks like foolishness to those who do not understand it yet." Commander Han and Lieutenant Kim approached cautiously. "What happens now?" Han asked. Krell turned to face them. "Your champion has shown us something new, something we need to consider." He looked back at Master Do. "We will withdraw our forces for now. But this is not the end. We will return when we have thought about what we have learned here today." "When you return," Master Do said, "come as visitors, not conquerors. You will find we have much to share." "With each other?" Krell nodded slowly. "Perhaps. That is a new thought for the Drax Empire." He turned and began to give orders to his recovering soldiers. They started to move back toward their ship. The humans in the stadium began to cheer wildly. Master Do had saved Earth with nothing but his skill and wisdom. As the aliens departed, Commander Han turned to Master Do. "How did you know this would work?" he asked. Master Do smiled. "I did not know. I only hoped." "Sometimes hope is stronger than certainty." Lieutenant Kim shook her head in amazement. "But how did you defeat them all? Even knowing their pressure points, no one could move that fast." "When you let go of trying to see the world as others see it," Master Do explained, You begin to see it as it truly is. The Dracs move quickly, but they move in patterns. All living things do. Once you feel the pattern, you can move with it rather than against it. As they walked off the field together, people rushed forward to thank Master Do. But the blind monk simply smiled and kept walking. His work was done for today, but he knew the story was far from over. The Dracs would return, and when they did, humanity would need to be ready to show them a new way of understanding the universe. 3 days had passed since the amazing battle at Seoul Olympic Stadium. The Drac ship still hovered above the city, but they had not attacked again. Instead, something surprising had happened. Warlord Krell had asked for a meeting with Earth's leaders and Master Do. The meeting was set up in a large conference room at the United Nations building. Security was tight. Soldiers stood guard at every door. Commander Han and Lieutenant Kim were there to represent the Korean military. Leaders from many countries sat around the big table. Master Do sat quietly in a corner listening to everything. Warlord Krell entered with 4 other Dracs. They were all large, with multiple arms and armored skin, but they carried no weapons. This was meant to be a peaceful meeting. "Thank you for agreeing to talk with us," said the human leader who was in charge of the meeting. "We hope we can find a way to live in peace." Krell nodded his large head. 3 days ago, I would have laughed at the idea of peace talks with humans. I believed your species was weak and not worth talking to. But then I saw what one blind human could do against my best warriors. All eyes turned to Master Do, who sat calmly in his corner. He did not seem to notice the attention. "I have been watching your world since then," Krell continued. "I have seen your art, your music, your science. You are a young species, but you have learned things that the Dracs forgot long ago." "What things?" asked one of the human leaders. "Balance," Krell replied. "Harmony. The Dracs Empire has been expanding for thousands of years. We conquer, we take resources, we move on. We are strong, but we have lost something important." "And what is that?" Commander Han asked. Krell looked at Master Do. "Perhaps your monk should answer that question." Master Do stood up and walked to the center of the room. Though he could not see, he seemed to know exactly where everything was. "The Dracs have lost their connection to the universal flow," he said. "They have forgotten that all living things are part of the same energy." "Exactly," Krell said. "We became so focused on being strong that we forgot why strength matters. It is not to dominate others. It is to protect and nurture life." The human leaders looked at each other in surprise. This was not what they had expected from an alien warlord. "So what happens now?" Lieutenant Kim asked. "Will you leave Earth in peace?" "Yes," Krell said. "But we would like to offer something more. An exchange of knowledge. We have technology and science far beyond yours. You have wisdom and arts that we have lost. We could learn from each other." The room was silent, as everyone considered this idea. It seemed too good to be true. After expecting war, they were being offered friendship. "How do we know we can trust you?" asked a suspicious human leader. "You came here to conquer us. Why should we believe you have changed your minds?" Krell stood up. He was very tall, his head almost touching the ceiling. "You do not need to trust my words," he said. "Trust what you have seen. One of your kind defeated hundreds of mine without killing a single one. He showed us another way. If we wanted to conquer you, we would have tried again with different tactics. Instead, we are here, talking." Master Do walked closer to Krell. "I can feel that he is sincere," he said to the human leaders. "The energy flowing through him has changed. There is less anger, more curiosity." "How can you feel that?" asked a skeptical leader. "The same way I felt where to touch the Drac soldiers to disable them," Master Do explained. "All living things give off energy. When you learn to sense it, you can read it like a book." Commander Han stood up. "I trust Master Do," he said firmly. "If he says the Dracs are sincere, then I believe him." One by one, other leaders nodded in agreement. Master Do had earned their trust by saving Earth from invasion. If he said the aliens could be trusted, they would listen. "Tell us more about this exchange," said the human leader in charge of the meeting. "What exactly do you propose?" Krell sat back down. We would like to send teachers to Earth, and we invite you to send teachers to our worlds. We can learn from each other, our technology for your philosophy, our science for your arts, our strength for your harmony. That sounds fair, the human leader said, but we will need time to prepare. This is all very sudden. Of course, Krell replied. We have time. The Drax Empire has existed for 10,000 years. We can wait a few months for humans to get ready. As the meeting continued, Master Do walked over to where Commander Han and Lieutenant Kim were sitting. You do not seem surprised by any of this, Han said to him. Master Do smiled. The universe seeks balance. When things get too far out of balance, they must correct themselves. The Drax had become too focused on conquest. They needed to be reminded of harmony. And you knew that would happen? Lieutenant Kim asked. I hoped, Master Do replied. Hope is a powerful force. Later that day, Krell asked to speak with Master Do privately. They met in a garden outside the United Nations building. It was a beautiful place with trees and flowers from all over the world. Master Do sat on a bench, feeling the sun on his face. I have a request, Krell said, sitting beside him. The bench creaked under his weight. What is it? Master Do asked. I would like you to teach me your way of flowing water, Krell said. Not to use in battle, but to understand the harmony you speak of. Master Do was quiet for a moment. It is not easy to learn, he said finally. It took me 60 years to master it. I am willing to try, Krell replied. The Drax live for hundreds of years. I have time. Master Do nodded. Then I will teach you, but you must promise to teach others what you learn. I promise, Krell said. Then let us begin now, Master Do said. Close your eyes. But you cannot see if my eyes are closed, Krell pointed out. Master Do laughed. That is your first lesson. Seeing is not just about eyes. Now close your eyes and tell me what you hear. Krell closed all 4 of his eyes. I hear birds singing, he said, and water from the fountain, people talking in the distance. Good, Master Do said. Now tell me what you feel. The bench beneath me, the sun on my skin, the breeze. And what do you smell? The flowers, the trees, something cooking nearby. Master Do nodded. You are already learning. The universe speaks to us through all our senses, not just our eyes. When you lose one sense, the others become stronger. I lost my sight as a child, but I gained a deeper connection to the world around me. Krell opened his eyes. You were born blind? No, Master Do said. I became blind after an accident. At first I was angry and afraid, but then I learned to see in a different way. And that is what made you strong? That is what made me aware, Master Do corrected. Strength comes from understanding, not from power. When you understand the flow of energy in all things, you can work with it instead of against it. As the sun began to set, they continued their lesson. From a distance, Commander Han and Lieutenant Kim watched the strange sight of an old blind human, teaching a giant alien warlord how to feel the flow of energy in the world. Did you ever imagine something like this would happen? Lieutenant Kim asked. Han shook his head. Never. A week ago I was worried about military budgets and training schedules. Now I am watching the beginning of a new relationship between Earth and the stars. All because of one blind monk, Kim said with a smile. Yes, Han agreed. One person can change everything if they understand the true nature of strength. As darkness fell, Master Do and Krell continued their lesson under the stars, beginning a new chapter in the story of both their species. 1 year had passed since the day Master Do faced the Drax army. The world had changed in ways no one could have imagined. The skies above Earth now held both Drax ships and human spacecraft, flying together in peace. On the ground, aliens and humans worked side by side, learning from each other. Master Do sat on the mountain behind his small temple. Though he could not see the view, he could feel the warm sun on his face and hear the sounds of the valley below. His students practiced their movements in the courtyard, their feet brushing softly against the stone floor. "Master, you have visitors," said one of his students, a young woman named Sun. "Master?" Du nodded. "I know. I can hear Commander Han's car coming up the mountain road." A few minutes later, Commander Han and Lieutenant Kim arrived at the temple. They bowed respectfully to Master Du before sitting beside him on the flat stones overlooking the Ao Valley. "It is good to see you, my friends," Master Du said with a smile. "How are things in the city?" "Very good," Han replied. "The new technology center is finished. Drax engineers are teaching our scientists things we never thought possible. And our artists are teaching the Drax about music and painting," Kim added. "They seem especially interested in dance," Master Du chuckled. "That does not surprise me. The Drax move well for such large beings. They have natural grace." "The whole world has changed," Han said, looking out at the valley. In the distance, a Drax ship floated above the city, its metal surface shining in the sunlight. "1 year ago we were preparing for war. Now we are building a future together." "Is that why you came to visit me today?" Master Du asked. "To talk about the changes?" Han shook his head. "No. We came because Warlord Krell has returned. He is asking to see you." Master Du was quiet for a moment. "I have been expecting him. How is he?" "Different," Kim said. "He left 6 months ago to share what he learned with his people. Now he has returned with more Drax who wish to learn your way. Bring him here," Master Du said. "My temple is open to all who wish to learn." The next day, Warlord Krell arrived at the mountain temple. He was not alone. 20 Drax came with him, all of them warriors who had put aside their weapons to learn the way of flowing water. Krell bowed deeply to Master Du. "My teacher," he said, "I have returned with others who wish to learn what you have taught me." Master Du smiled. "And have you practiced what I taught you?" "Every day," Krell replied. "It was difficult at first. The Drax are not used to being still and listening. We are used to action and conquest. But I have made progress." "Show me," Master Du said. Krell moved to the center of the temple courtyard. The human students stopped their practice to watch. The alien warlord closed all 4 of his eyes and stood very still. He breathed deeply, his 6 arms hanging loosely at his sides. Then he began to move. His movements were slow and flowing, like water moving down a mountain stream. Each of his 6 arms followed a different path, yet they all worked together in perfect harmony. He moved around the courtyard, his large body surprisingly graceful. Master Du listened to Krell's movements. He could hear the alien's feet touching, the stone floor, the sound of his breathing, the slight rustle of air as his arms moved. "Good," Master Du said. "You have been practicing." Krell finished his demonstration and returned to Master Du. "I have tried to teach the others, but I am not a good teacher yet. They need to learn from you." "I will teach them," Master Du said. "But first, tell me about your journey home. How did your people react to your new ideas?" Krell sat down beside Master Du. He was so large that he towered over the old human even when sitting. "Some thought I had gone mad," he admitted. "The Drax have been conquerors for thousands of years. To suggest another way of living is difficult for many to accept." "Change is always difficult," Master Du said, "but not impossible." The High Council was skeptical, Krell continued. "But when I showed them the reports of what happened here on Earth, they became curious. When I demonstrated what you taught me, they became interested. And when I explained the benefits of cooperation instead of conquest, they became willing to try." "And what are those benefits?" Master Du asked, though he already knew the answer. "Peace," Krell said simply. "The constant cycle of conquest and resistance is exhausting, even for the Drax. And what do we gain? Resources we could trade for, knowledge we could share. There is another way to live among the stars." Master Du nodded. "You have learned well. I have something to show you," Krell said. He took out a small device and pressed a button. A hologram appeared in the air between them. It showed a large building with both human and Drax architecture mixed together. This is the first Harmony Center on my homeworld. It is a place where humans and Drax can meet and learn from each other. We have built 5 more on other worlds. Soon there will be 20. Master Du reached out and passed his hand through the hologram. He could not see it, but he could feel the slight warmth of the light. From 1 lesson in a stadium to 20 centers across the stars, he said. The ripples spread far. All because you were willing to face our champion, Krell said. One old, blind man against the Drax Empire. Master Du laughed. I am not special, Krell. I simply understood something that many forget. True strength comes from harmony, not domination. The universe does not respect those who try to control it by force. It respects those who understand its patterns and work with them. For the next few days, Master Du taught the Drax visitors the basics of his way. They learned to stand still and listen to the world around them. They learned to feel the flow of energy through their bodies. They learned to move with the natural rhythms of the universe instead of forcing their own rhythm onto everything. Commander Han and Lieutenant Kim came to watch sometimes. They were amazed at the sight of huge alien warriors moving slowly and gracefully through the temple courtyard, following the instructions of a small blind human. Did you ever imagine this would happen? Han asked Kim as they watched. Never, she replied. I thought we were doomed that day in the stadium. I thought one blind monk against an alien army was the end of humanity. Instead, it was a new beginning, Han said. On the last day of the Drax visit, Master Du asked everyone to gather in the courtyard. Humans and aliens stood together, waiting to hear what the old monk would say. Today, you will practice together, Master Du announced. Each Drax will pair with a human. You will move through the forms as one, feeling the energy flow between you. The pairs spread out across the courtyard. It looked strange at first, the tiny humans next to the massive aliens. But as they began to move, something beautiful happened. Despite their different shapes and sizes, they found a way to move in harmony. The Drax slowed their movements to match the humans extended their reaches to match the Drax. Master Du listened to the sounds of their practice and smiled. This was the future he had hoped for. Not just peace, but true harmony. Not just different species living side by side, but learning from each other, growing together. The universe seeks balance, he said quietly to himself. Sometimes it just needs a gentle push in the right direction. As the sun set behind the mountain, casting long shadows across the temple courtyard, Master Du knew that his greatest lesson had been taught. The ripples would continue to spread from Earth to the stars and beyond, and all because one blind monk had danced through an alien army. The end.